Hello and welcome to this Tango video tutorial about sacadas. We will see two kinds of sacadas for dancers who have not been working with it. So we will give you a thorough intro. Sacada is when we take the position of our partner. So I can take the position of Iris, or Iris can take the position of me. In this video we will see a leader sacada, which is a little bit easier. So the first type. We will see the sacada with the leader's right leg after the apertura leading into a rebote. And we will see the sacada from the same position, but with the left leg from the leader leading into a backward cross. What do we need to practice that this works out? Sacada is a step. So we need to work on the technique of the walk, and we will need a little bit of stretching in the movement that the effect of the sacada will be beautiful, or will happen. If we take a step that is very short, the sacada will not happen in the visual sense. Speaking of visual effects, we are not trying to touch and push the leg of our partner. We are stepping on the line where she was. So I don't need to go further. And sometimes a touch is created, sometimes not. So the touch is the least that we need to worry about. We need to work on the stretched movement, I said. And the other thing is that we start to move in different directions. So what we use for many other things when we work in parallel system Nike, just do it, will not work in the same way for the sacada. In the sacada, I need to lead her a direction and then move myself in a different direction that the sacada is happening. Let's have two exercises to prepare this, and then we go for the sequence. The first is the apertura step. Let's move with a little release into the apertura and back. And feel with the count, it would be 1 and an echo 2. 1 and 2. And this is important that later we have the possibility to receive the sacada. This is more important for both, but in particular for the follower. Do it once, just on 1, then it will be 1. 1. On 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The same we can practice with the walk. So later we might want to have the sacada here, and one more time in the same direction, we can have a little bit of delay of the projection, the easier it will be. Add the leg and turn around. And 1, 2, change the leg, and 1, 2, yes. The second exercise is that when I invite her to come, I need to lead this a little bit suspense up. And then I do the same as before to center, but I stay. And then I'm free that, I do something else, and we continue with the rebote. One time from the other perspective. So I go, I center back with the same intention as before. Of course, if I stay, this step is a little bit big, and we are at the limit of our embrace. But this is the exercise that when I step, we align our bodies, and that quarter of a turn is happening. So we are ready for the first sequence. We have the apertura, I center, we have the quarter of a turn, rebote, and we turn to each other. From this position we could go again back, and apertura, and have again sacada, and the exit with the rebote. The more I center around me, the more the turn will be emphasized. So if I send her to you in the camera, a lateral step where she was before. The turn will be quarter of a turn, and then we continue like this. If I send her even a little bit diagonal, that from here I send her there, the more we might turn. Now we were turning even more than 180 degrees one more time. So here, a little bit diagonal, and now we were exactly 180 degrees. This is something we invite you to play with and to experiment with. And you might imagine the more you turn, the more challenging it might be. Yeah, that was number one. Number two. Number two, we need to change the weight, but not only change the weight, because here I'm so much in front of her that it will be hard to take the sacada, but reposition ourselves a little bit. Now, I will not invite her to come here, but I will lead her a back step. One more time from this perspective. So, apertura, I reposition myself hip wide or a little bit wider even, and now I lead a back step for her, and we take the sacada. And we resolve it with a backward cross. One more time. And apertura, repositioning for the leader, send her back, take the sacada, receive her with the backward cross. Easiest exit would be outside walk in parallel system. Other possibility would be to go from this to cross from cross system. If you need help with the backward cross, there's another video just about the backward cross. Let's see some details for the second structure. I could dance this structure more fluent so that there's no big emphasis on the sacada, but just a little bit of expanding in all directions. Or I could dance this structure with more emphasis and also with a little almost like stop, like a suspension before I continue. The lead for this comes from my whole body. So if I just, okay, I go there and it will not happen. What I need to do is that when I prepare myself here, I send the energy up and I grow myself, which invites my partner to grow with me. And because she's copying this energy, here the movement of the leg and the little suspension of the movement is happening. As I said before, we want to reach for the line that our partner is standing on. We don't want to go further than that. And if we go a little bit less, then it will not be perceived as a sacada. It might still work, but yeah. So if it's really your first time, I suggest that you stop on that moment and you really see, okay, we are on the same height. I keep 5 to 10 centimeters distance from my partner, so I never aim to really touch her, but I don't go into the middle because then our axis will get too close and we will end up turning very much more. Unless you want to change from open to close embrace, then it's what you need to do that you have this transition. So one more time. Apertura, we have this little growing. I separate myself, I reposition, I find this position, and here, again with a quarter of a turn, so that we can exit with the cross. One time from this perspective. Apertura, reposition yourself, pa, face your partner, exit with parallel walk in outside system. There is one nice combination, not to need, that you don't need to take first apertura and then go back where you just came from. You can first dance the rebote, start the pivot, and now in this side step, take the sacada. Also in this side step, it works with both, with the left or with the right leg for the leader. Let's see it one more time from this perspective. So we have Rebote beginning, and now in this position, it's here easier with the right leg for the leaders. I take the Sacada and I continue. Could be also exit with Parada, for example. The other option is that in this position, I change again and I take the Sacada with the left leg. How could this continue? If we want to have more Sacadas in a row, and we take this combination, it might lead to something like a volea in this part. Or it might lead to a cross that some people are dancing and some people are not dancing that much. As a bonus, let's try this once. So we start to send our follower, take the Sacada, and we continue. And there's a cross happening. Here, you already saw, it's very easy to get a third Sacada, and this time from the follower, received by the leader. So we had Apertura, send your partner, continue, lead across, and receive the Sacada. And finish with Parada from the backward Ocho. One time from behind the leader. Apertura, change your position, send your partner, second Sacada, lead across, and receive the Sacada from your partner. One last time from this perspective. So, Apertura, reposition yourself, send your partner, continue, lead across, and you receive the Sacada in your side step. Sacadas are fun. If it doesn't work, be patient with yourself. If it doesn't work for the first time, and be patient with your partner. If you have any questions, we're looking forward to your comments and we will try to answer them.
Thank you.